to your friends, saying you should let go. It's obvious you got regrets though. Try to make it last for something's already happened.
Morning, everyone. Welcome. I'm Tom Hart with ESPN and the SEC Network. Great to be here this morning, and I'm honored to be your MC for this special event. Winston Churchill said we shape our buildings thereafter they shape us. I've been coming to the SEC tournament here since the mid-2000s, and before that, calling minor league baseball in this building, and it's amazing how it's grown to the fan bases that show up each and every day, both with the work that's been put into it from the city, and the passion that shows up from the fans that show up here each and every spring. Thank you. So, without further ado, I'd like to recognize our guests and dignitaries that are here today. From Hoover City Council, Sam Sweeney. Our other elected officials include Senator Jebba Wagner, Alabama Representative David Faulkner, former Alabama Representative Paul DeMarco, and from Hoover Parks and Recreation Board, President Lynn Cummings, Ricky Phillips, Hunter Bridwell, and Ben Lord. And from the City of Hoover leadership, City Administrator Ken Grimes, Chief Operations Officer Jihad El-Daka. From the SEC, Herb Vincent, Associate Commissioner, and Commissioner Greg Sankey. Thank you again, everyone, for being here today for our special announcement. Without further ado, Mayor Frank Brocato.
Well, good morning. It is certainly my honor and privilege to stand before you today as we celebrate this really exciting moment for the City of Hoover, and we believe for the entire state of Alabama. So today we're going to officially announce the Hoover and SEC will sign the contract extension to continue the SEC baseball tournament here at the Hoover Met for 4 more years. It's an exciting day because some very hard work of a lot of individuals that I'd like to take a few moments just to recognize them if I could. Of course, I'd like to thank Commissioner Sankey, Herb Vincent, Matt Boyer, as well as the entire SEC team. Just been incredible working with them as our partners. Our City Council under the leadership of President John Lyda. I'd also like to thank our state representatives, Senator Jabbo Wagner and State Representative David Faulkner. Also, John Oros with the Greater Birmingham Convention and Visitors Bureau. Thank you for y'all's continued support in helping us just keep this great tournament here. And of course, to our president of the Park Board, Lynn Cummings, thank you so much for your support as well. And it would be really wrong if I didn't recognize the gentleman that really brought the SEC tournament to Hoover, Alabama, and that's Alan Page. Stand up. Alan's our former executive director, and his work in bringing the SEC baseball tournament, the first one here, in 1990, and he's worked to secure the contract that we will sign today. So, Alan, we know we owe you a great deal. So this is a significant milestone. It's more than just a contract extension. It's a testament to the incredible partnership that has grown between our city and the Southeastern Conference and the passionate fans who travel from all across the country to see this classic event. For over 2 decades, the Hoover Met has been home to the SEC baseball tournament. Our city has had the privilege of welcoming the best college baseball talent in the nation, along with thousands of loyal fans. The Hoover Met isn't just a stadium, though. It's a gathering place for memories, excitement, and just a shared love of the game. When you think about what this tournament means to Hoover, it goes beyond baseball. It's about community. It's about our businesses, which thrive during this event. It's about our hospitality industry, which welcomes fans with open arms. And it's about our city's identity in a place where excellence is celebrated and traditions are built. Over the years, this tournament has brought millions of dollars into our local economy. Hotels fill up, restaurants buzz with energy, and our local shops see a surge in business. But just as importantly, the tournament brings people together. We see families returning year after year, making the SEC tournament in Hoover an annual tradition. We see young kids in the stands dreaming of one day taking the field themselves. I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude to the Southeastern Conference for their continued trust in Hoover as the host city. This partnership works because of a mutual respect. We have shared goals and a commitment to putting a top-notch event together. We're proud to provide a facility and a community that helps make this tournament one of the highlights of the college baseball season. We've been busy the last few years making many upgrades. Over $24 million has been budgeted to upgrade the facility. 2 years ago, we redid the lower level locker rooms and the umpire spaces. That's all been redone. We covered the batting cages at our turf fields. This past year, we renovated the parking lot in this beautiful new plaza that is a great entrance to our stadium now. We added a media room, and the improvements that will come before the 2025 tournament, replacing all the chairback seats, replacing the backs of bleacher seats, converting 6 sections of bleacher seats to reserved chairback seats, new concourse floor and painting, upgrade the stadium entrance from the lower parking lot, a construction of a hospitality club at the end of the third base concourse with exclusive reserved seating, construction of a hospitality patio behind the right field fence, and construction will include additions of walkway and ADA compliant ramps from the main seating area to the hospitality patio. Over the years, the city has done extensive renovations, and you consider what took place 8 years ago with the Finley Center, the addition of that, and brought a great fan fest that is just an absolute success, and all of our fans enjoy everything that goes on in that. But to the fans, we really can't wait to welcome you back this year, and over the next 4 years, we promise to continue a great tradition and a wonderful tournament. So whether you've been coming for years or this will be your first trip to the Hoover Met, you can count on our city to deliver great baseball and unforgettable memories. I'll conclude with a conversation that I had with Vanderbilt coach Tim Corbin. He told me this right out on the field. The 2 greatest venues in college baseball are the SEC baseball tournament in Hoover, Alabama at the Hoover Met, and the College World Series in Omaha, Nebraska. So no doubt the road to Omaha is through Hoover, Alabama at the Hoover Met. So thank you to each and every one of you coming out today to help announce and celebrate this great event for the City of Hoover. Thank you very much.
Now I'd like to introduce Senator Jabba Wagner. Senator, would you like to say a few words, please?
Thank you, sir. I love college baseball. I love SEC baseball. I've been coming to this tournament for a long time. My youngest son, Jay, played 4 years at Auburn. The tournament was never here, but they did play Alabama several times here during that tenure. Why would it be considered to have this tournament anywhere else? We have a great stadium. We have hotels, motels, have an RV park, great restaurants. It is centrally located in the SEC. Why would it ever be considered going somewhere else? I want to congratulate the mayor, the city government of Hoover for what they've done to keep attracting this tournament. They've made huge, expensive expenditures to keep the tournament in Hoover, Alabama. And in my opinion, that's where it will always belong. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Now I'll ask Alabama Representative David Faulkner to come up.
I am delighted to say a few words about how much this means to the state of Alabama to keep this tournament here at the Hoover Met. Mayor Mercado, thank you for your relentless passion to keep this tournament here. You have been the voice to the legislature on behalf of Hoover and the Hoover City Council to us at the state level about how much this means to Hoover, how much it means to the state of Alabama, and we appreciate it greatly. All the work that you guys have done to put this into this facility and to keep it here in Hoover, it means the world to us at the state level and for me as a local representative. I want to thank my colleagues too in the Jefferson County delegation, especially Senator Wagner. I want to thank our budget chairman with the state of Alabama, the general fund chairman, particularly Rex Reynolds in the House, about their commitment in realizing how important this is to the state of Alabama. Commissioner, thank you. You're headquartered here. We have our SEC headquarters here, and we needed this. I'd like to have every SEC tournament here in the state of Alabama, but maybe we can't do that. But I am thrilled that we keep and have the baseball tournament here, the SEC baseball tournament. And it truly is, as the mayor said, the road to Omaha. I mean, we can look at the success of the SEC in baseball. So I'm delighted that it is here. I think it's fantastic that we have this commitment going out 4 years with extensions, and I hope it will never leave here. This is a great venue for the SEC tournament. On behalf of the state of Alabama, it means a lot to the Alabama legislature for this tournament to stay right here at the Hoover Met. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Representative Faulkner. And now we'll hear from John Oros, President and CEO of the Greater Birmingham Convention and Visitors Bureau. John?
Thank you all very much. This is a great day for tourism for Birmingham, Hoover, Jefferson County, all of our municipalities here. And on behalf of 51,000 residents of Jefferson County employed in the many businesses that comprise our regional tourism industry, I am honored to stand before you today to express our deepest gratitude to the Southeastern Conference for awarding Hoover, once again, the privilege of hosting its annual baseball tournament for the next few years here. This event is not just a celebration of athletic excellence, it's also a testament to the vision Thank you for that. We don't want to have a workman's comp claim come out of this. But this event is not just a celebration of athletic excellence. It's also a testament to the vision of the Hoover community and its leadership to understand that sports tourism is essential to the local economy and adds to the quality of life of its residents. The economic impact of this tournament on Hoover, Birmingham, and all of our municipalities in Jefferson County cannot be overstated. Each year, thousands of SEC baseball fans flock to our area, as Mayor Mercado said, who fill our hotels, dine in our restaurants, and shop in our stores. This influx of visitors provides a significant boost to our local economy by supporting jobs and local businesses and contributing to the overall prosperity of our region. The tournament has become a cornerstone event that showcases the best of what Hoover and all the municipalities in Jefferson County have to offer, from outstanding facilities to our vibrant culture and famous Southern hospitality. This year, we are particularly excited about the addition of the University of Texas and the University of Oklahoma to the SEC. Their inclusion not only enhances the competitive spirit of the conference, but will also bring new visitors to our region. The presence of these nationally renowned institutions will undoubtedly amplify the economic benefits of the tournament as their passionate fans join us in celebrating this premier event. In closing, I'd like to extend our heartfelt thanks to the SEC, Commissioner Sankey, Herb, rest of your team, for their continued trust and support, and we look forward to welcoming all the teams and their fans to Hoover for the next few years. Together, the tournament will continue to create unforgettable memories for our residents and further strengthen the bonds that make our community and the SEC family so special to us. Thank you.
Thanks, John. You know, over the years, this tournament has gone through plenty of rain delays. We've even had a fog delay. It's the first time I remember having a wind delay, but here we are. Parks and Recreation Board of the City of Hoover plays a large role in this announcement as well. Lynn Cummings is the president of the Hoover Parks and Recreation Board. Lynn, would you come say a few words, please?
Thank you, Tom. What a day of celebration. The Hoover Met complex is a park and recreations facility that provides so much quality of life to the citizens and visitors that come to visit us. It is a host of many events throughout the year. The Park and Recreations Board is proud to be a part of this three-party agreement with the City of Hoover and with the Southeastern Conference. Our goal is to collaborate with the City of Hoover and the SEC and have appreciated working directly with the SEC baseball tournament for many years. Some things that you might not know about hosting the SEC baseball tournament. It takes over 300 volunteers to put on such a successful tournament. And when you host over 180,000 people, volunteers are vital to the operations and success. The RV park sells out each year, and many of these fans are returning each year, and it's like a big reunion each time they return. One thing that you can count on is Southern hospitality to everyone who walks through these gates. Thank you again to the City of Hoover and to the SEC for your partnership.
Thank you, Lynn. Our final speaker this morning is SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey. Commissioner.
Thank you, Tom. I have a list of thank yous, as you've heard others share their thanks and appreciation. I'm going to just change the order of my thanks. John, I'm going to begin with you, because if that had happened to me with the amount of cameras here, that would be the college athletics internet video of the year, perhaps. So thank you for taking one for the team. On Wednesday, May 22nd, I drove in because that morning we were presenting one of our regular season championship trophies, and I spoke of that experience at Football Media Days, and I'm going to share it again this morning. I drove in, and there are tents lined up. The first tent had a South Carolina logo on top. Next to it was an Arkansas tent. Next to it was a tent with an LSU logo, and you just went down to see these fans who wanted to represent their universities and their teams. And you would think, given the intensity of the rivalries, that there wouldn't be a lot of commingling, movement between those tents, or if there were, we might be calling security even at 8:30 in the morning. Well, what's remarkable is it's a community, and Lynn just spoke of that. It's a community. And so under that South Carolina tent, you saw fans from Georgia, saw fans from Tennessee with their hosts from South Carolina. I think it was coffee. May have been a little bit more than coffee as they talked. And you went tent by tent, and you may have had a team's logo at the top, but underneath you had this mix in this community. And I'll go back to my Football Media Days representation with all that happens around us in our culture, observing that we need more of that. We need more of what college sports does in our country to bring people together. We need more of what college baseball does here in Hoover, in a parking lot, under a tent, where people who will spend the rest of the day cheering for or against a team for which they bear the logo or sit under that logo. We need more of those moments that bring people together, and so we're here because we bring people together, and we've done this 28 times the last 26 years consecutively here at the Hoover Met. And we'll have the opportunity to continue that. And we never want to be complacent. And I thank so much those of you who I'm about to recognize, because you've not just assumed it would always be the same. Had you been in our staff meeting last Thursday, we have one of these kickoff meetings each August where our staff hears from me that one of the greatest threats to a successful organization is to become complacent in that success, to think that because we have a logo, a label, a name. We have right now in our league 22 championship sports. 11 of our teams are defending national champions. That's anomalous. And we didn't win football either. And so those are high expectations. And no one said, and I said this to my friends at Oklahoma, no one said to their softball coach who's won 4 national championships in a row, that's okay. Don't worry about it this year. You've won 4 in a row. No, the expectation is for 5. And right now we have 16 undefeated football teams, and those fan bases expect that this is their year, expanded college football playoff. It's going to happen. At the end of our baseball season, we do have a bit of a change. That change will bring every one of our 16 teams here to Hoover in a single elimination event with the additions of Oklahoma and Texas. It'll be different. It'll still be special. It'll be highly competitive. And you've seen teams over these last few years really play their way into the NCAA tournament, into a better seed, a better opportunity, or perhaps keep the dream alive. And we're keeping the dream alive here today. So thank you, Mayor Bricado. I know he has a lot on his plate, but his attention to the Southeastern Conference is meaningful. He made me nervous there, looking around the backdrops. Is the baseball going to move on me? That might be a worse video than the backdrop. Senator Wagner and I first met back in December of 15. I doubt he remembers. I made a quip about a dome stadium that sent off a bit of a panic at the BJCC that day, and I learned you can't joke in this role that day. But he's been keenly interested in who we are and what we do here. And I'll just note that at the end of basketball season, one of 2 NCAA women's basketball Division I regionals, the Sweet 16 and Elite 8s, will be at the BJCC, and we're proud to be the host for that event. Representative Faulkner, thanks for your kind remarks. Thank you for your support. And other elected state officials, thank you for your work every day, but thank you particularly for your work as we've considered our future here. Thanks to John, I've noted that, for catching the backdrop. Those of you who work for the City of Hoover, who I see in the parking lots and wave, who help us get from point A to point B, who deal with us patiently, I say a broad thank you. Thank you especially because you can't seem to get rid of Alan Pate. He just is like a phoenix rising from the ashes over and over and over. Erin Colbaugh is in the back, and she'll be embarrassed for being recognized, but she's been one of the constants through our time here. And front line, ground floor, whatever phrase you want to use for somebody who knows how to get things done, who knows how to interface with us, and who's been honest in her feedback. And if you think we don't listen, I think Erin can tell you we do have a habit of listening. Where we get it right, we like to know that, and where we have to adjust, we appreciate knowing that as well. Lynn Cummings, thank you, Lynn, for your kind words. Members of the City Council. Chief Durzis, I don't know if he's hanging out back there. I see the gentlemen with badges who escort our teams. I'm disappointed you don't have your flags and your stickers and your decals on your helmets. You helped me get to a spring meeting as well quickly among the traffic, but you provide a safe and healthy environment. And your work on a daily basis is appreciated given your service to our community, but your work to support our teams, to help them have an experience like they'll be seeing when they get to Omaha. This is a training ground, and all of you are a big part of that. I saw Bill Marbett. Where was Bill? Bill, where'd you go? Bill's behind the baseball. That is proverbial, metaphorical. Bill heads our grounds crew. And this year's field was spectacular. This year's field was spectacular. And Bill has provided us feedback, the good, the bad, and how we can improve. And so thank you for those of you in the parks area, in the grounds area here through the year. We know we play football games here, but it was a remarkable field that has to put up with a lot. We did include a clause in the agreement about the weather. So you've met that expectation today. We expect a week's worth next May, because the last few years when we've had that great weather, we've set attendance records. And the crowd on Championship Sunday for LSU and Tennessee was remarkable. The work done to facilitate our fans getting in. The city went above and beyond and went out and bought bottled water and started passing it out about the 5th inning just to be gracious hosts. That's the type of thing that's well above and beyond. There have been a lot of improvements made here around our tournament. Those improvements help the city. I have a constant conversation about the events that come through here. So don't mistake that hosting the SEC baseball tournament is a big deal. It's obviously critically important to us. But what we've done to impact the city of Hoover in this region with events throughout the year because of the investments and the upgrades. The bookends of my experience include that kind of tent village that's set up, but also that RV experience. There's nothing like it in college baseball. Nothing like it in college baseball. In fact, people talk about Hoover with reverence, and that meant that I intersected with a fan this year from Miami, not associated with our teams, but said, I've just watched it and I wanted to be a part of it. But a baseball fan who was a graduate of Ohio State who I encountered on the concourse this year. And I'm like, well, was it on purpose or was it accidental, and are we going to be okay? And he said, no, I just wanted to be part of something special. And that's what people want. That bringing together when you enter, that bringing together when you pass through the RV village with those same logos plastered on magnetic stickers, represent what we do. We make this attractive to people. Lastly, from a thank you, I want to thank our staff. We have a number of them here. You've heard some of their names. They're wearing sport coats today, or they're dressed nicely, which is kind of ironic because usually it's like a shorts and a golf shirt, and they're sweating profusely. And I'm telling them there are no mite rain delays in college baseball. There are rain delays and there are games that get played, but there are no mite rain delays. So I see many of you, and I won't see all of you if I started naming names, but thank you for the amount of time you spend here, whether a game ends at 3 a.m., which does happen as one of the legendary SEC network games, or we have a couple of those 2.5-hour games in a row and we get to put our feet up and eat pizza a little bit in the middle of a day. Thank you for your work, and there's more work ahead. We're proud to be here. We're proud to announce this extension. I look forward to signing the agreements, and I look forward to our future, because in all of the change that's present around the Southeastern Conference, we need foundational elements like baseball and Hoover, like the Southeastern Conference, like the great universities and teams we represent, the great leadership we have on our campuses. So thank you for being a part of making that magic happen and making sure it continues.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. Hoover has become a destination, not just for the fans that he mentioned that come every year and reserve their spots 364 days out for the RV spot, but it's what coaches and players talk about each and every year. Well, once we get to Hoover, or when we get to Hoover, we can win that trophy. And just to add, the incredible players that this stadium has seen over the years, from Michael Jordan to Bo Jackson to the SEC's first ever Baseball Hall of Famer Frank Thomas, to then great college players from Dansby Swanson to Alex Bregman, and on, that tradition continues and will continue. To conclude this morning's press conference, I'd like to ask the Mayor, Commissioner Sankey, and Lynn Cummings to all come over and sign.